G'day there, podcaster.
And it's our final little best of Feed Me menu podcast episode for you. And today, it's our favourite impossible phoners that we've done. This is a hell of a lot of fun to do. We throw out a wild question or request and we see if anybody calls.
Quick thought, we should start taking requests for impossible phoners.
I would like
Someone's
that.
like, hey, have you ever thought about doing this?
Like, have you been struck by lightning 3 times? Because
Yep.
we did twice already.
Yep.
Oh, so you want people to do our work for us?
Well,
That'd be nice.
that'd be good. Yeah, and also no BS on this. You can get the BS meter out. Like we never have one like here's one we prepared earlier.
Yep.
Like legit, we throw it out there and we live and die by it. You're kind of protected because you're like, it's so hard that if no one calls, it's kind of okay.
Yeah.
But I'm always surprised that people get in touch.
Enjoy.
Ladies and gentlemen,
You ready?
stop what you're doing and listen.
Live across Australia. Higgins Radio. This is Ben, Liam, and Bell on Nova.
Are you undercover right now? Like an undercover cop, or maybe you're undercover as a PI, or maybe you work for like an insurance company and someone's doing a dodgy at work or something, and you're undercover. You've got like a fake moustache, and you've got little holes cut in a newspaper, and you're like looking through it right now, and you're thinking, what the heck? That's me. I'm going to call.
I think we've done some hard impossible phoners in the past, Liam, but never to this extent because I don't know I'm painting an obvious picture here, but if you're undercover, you wouldn't call a radio station
Maybe.
to tell them.
You're on the show Undercover Boss. So you're like a big CEO and you're spending the day with the plebs, sweeping up and you're filming a new season of that show. And,
Yep.
and, that would work. You just have to be undercover in some way, shape or form.
Okay, I don't want to poo-poo this, but I honestly don't think anyone will call because if you are undercover, they'll lose their job.
No, but you...
Or they could be killed.
No,
What if they're undercover in a mob
Well,
right now?
Don't be an idiot. Don't call through with your cover name and be like, hey, it's Tony. Like what you gotta do is you gotta say your real name, but don't give us your alias. You know what I mean?
So what are we going to talk about?
Well, just like how long you've been undercover and that sort of thing. And we won't ask you, if you're just about to crack this like international drug conglomerate. We don't.
Hang on, gotta call Nova. Wait.
No, what I'm saying is we're not going to blow the op. We're not idiots, but we
Well-
just want to, you know what I mean? We want to speak to you.
This one could be extremely interesting if we get a phone call on 13-24-10. I'm going to put a big prize up for grabs to try and lure someone in. 12 months worth of KO. These are hot property. So if you're undercover and you love sport, give us a call.
You might lose your job, but hey, you got KO. So
Yeah.
that's good.
Maybe you're on that show Undercover Boss. I don't know. You have to be under some sort of cover. And don't call if you're under a veranda. That joke isn't that funny. Okay? Julie in Brizzy, you're not
Yeah.
just indoors or something like that.
Well, I am indoors, so slightly undercover, but however, I agree. Nobody's going to call you if they're a UC because if they do, technology pings where you are. You've already got my number because I've called. So
How do you know all this?
Well, because I was a UC.
You see?
Whoa, I mean, even the fact you're throwing that lingo around makes me go, cop, cop, cop.
So
Cop,
you
cop.
so you have been undercover.
Wow.
Absolutely.
Oh, my
Absolutely.
God.
Julie.
But what if someone was using, a series of burner phones? They could, like, snap the SIM and throw it into a river or something.
No one's going to absolutely risk ringing a radio station, nor would they be listening to you, by the way.
Julie.
Unless they're doing a surveillance in a combi van for 3 days. They wouldn't be listening to you. So
Julie, I love this. It feels like we're being told off by our mum, and I love it. Julie, can you give us some examples of undercover work you did do?
Well, I used to work down in Victoria on the wharf in the Paynter and Docker era back in the late 80s.
Yeah, right. And so were people sort of moving, in drugs and that sort of thing, or?
Oh, yeah, big drug era with, back in the days, the Morans, Kath Pettingill, I don't know whether you're aware of those people up here.
Yeah, right.
But it was a time with the Patrick and Stevedore incident was happening at the docks in Sydney, so it was, you don't get girls undercover on the docks.
Right.
You
So
know,
what was
it's a
your...
male.
Who were you playing?
Yeah. I was playing someone that would say have a target. We would be tasking, and we'd have a target, and I would go in and make myself familiar and be one of the crew.
Bloody hell.
Hey.
And I hope there's no one listening from the old days going, nah, damn it.
No, don't you do a big
It's
reveal?
Foxy Joe. I'll never forget that voice.
I love a serving of humble pie. Because, Liam, you said, call us right now for the Impossible Phoner if you're undercover. Belle and I laughed in your face, so that'll never happen.
Yeah.
We have had more than one call on this.
Yeah, Adrian in Sydney. Are you currently working undercover?
I am.
Oh, my God.
What?
For the police?
No.
Ah.
Are you a PI?
No.
Are you an undercover boss, the TV show?
Unfortunately not.
Okay, well, I'm
I
sort of...
work-
Can you tell us, can you give us any information as to what you're undercover in?
Yeah. I can't tell you the company, but I work for a large pharmaceutical company,
Yeah.
and we have a entire division that essentially is acting as doctors and patients looking for people that sell fake medicine.
Wow. I was going to say, I was like, oh, maybe we do need to call the police if you're pretending to be a
So,
doctor. I'm an undercover
no.
doctor. No, I get what you mean. So you were like speaking with other people and you're sort of trying to get these fake meds off the market.
Yeah. So
Surely.
we're all ex-law enforcement, so we're all we come from some law enforcement background, but we are now, in this world where we're trying to, I guess, get falsified or substandard medicines off the street.
Wow.
Adrian, do you have to go to acting classes or anything?
It's all online, so I don't do anything in person, which is probably not as exciting as the previous caller. It's all online.
I
few
thought you
phone
were
calls,
yeah,
but-
damn. I pictured you in a doctor's clinic being like, hello, I
But,
just need some
Adrian,
drugs.
I know you're doing it online, but do you still wear a Hawaiian shirt and a fake moustache?
Of course, and shorts. I work from home.
Okay, well, that's exciting. So that's the thing. You can be undercover in many different worlds. Pharmaceutical, I didn't know that was actually a thing. Caitlin in Brizzy, you're also undercover right now.
I am, yes.
Oh, my God. And what are you working for?
So it's very similar to Undercover Boss. I'm hired in through a third party to work for big corporations, mostly restaurants, to make sure their management's actually doing the right thing and following all their policies and procedures.
Ah.
Oh, do you do that thing where you pretend to be a customer and you then report back on their customer service and stuff?
No, so I get hired into the company. So I'm actually one of the employees at the moment working for a very well-known company, which I won't say.
Of course.
Just to make sure the managers in that particular venue are doing the correct thing, especially because they've had such a really high turnover rate.
I get you. So, just for argument's sake, right now you've got a hairnet on. Maybe you're a sandwich artist. And, you might on purpose cut the tomatoes a little weird. And if Eric, the manager, gives you a spray, you'll go, okay, I'll be writing that. I'll be feeding that back to my boss, third party. And then
Very similar, but I don't wear a hairnet.
Okay. So then
but there are sandwiches involved. Okay. Interesting.
Well, we better leave it there, Caitlin, before Liam blows your cover.
I don't want to blow it. I don't want to blow it for you.
I would say mission success. Or mission accomplished would sound better.
Probably. Mission success, that famous line.
The Ben, Liam and Belle podcast.
Have you auditioned for a famous role that we would know? In a movie, or maybe it could be in an ad for Australian television. This is because, obviously, White Lotus, the season 3 finale, happened earlier this week, and apparently Woody Harrelson was supposed to be in it.
Really?
Yeah, he would have been great. So apparently he was going to be either Walton Goggins' character, the one with the clapped-out hairline, or Sam Rockwell, who plays Frank. The guy
The
who's
mate.
they
The
have
friend.
the bender in Bangkok. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
would have been weird if Woody Harrelson was in
No,
it.
he's good. He
Woody's
would've
also got a
fit.
clapped out hairline as well, so
Well, he's got no hairline.
if he lets it grow out, though, it's real clapped out.
Oh.
It's so far back.
Well, then
Yeah.
maybe he would work
Yeah,
for it.
yeah. But so he didn't do it. It could have been. But we want to know if you've auditioned for a role. Imagine if you knew someone who like could have been Harry Potter. Like they didn't get it.
Yep.
They didn't even make it into the top 30, but they did go for the role because there's a lot of people who audition for stuff. Not everyone gets the role.
Yeah, I feel like that's a bit of a stretch. I feel like we're going to be like getting calls for like, yeah, I auditioned for Neighbours.
But that's still good.
Yeah, it's still good if you auditioned for who's someone on Neighbours?
Toadie?
Toadie.
Yep.
You could have been Toadie. You'd be a bit old now, but you could have been Toadie.
You could have been Toadie. This is the Impossible Phoner. It's supposed to be hard, although I do have a bit of hope because, weirdly, a lot of stuff is filmed in Australia.
Yeah,
I think
true.
because of the landscape and things.
Yeah, no, I get you. Bella, you're in Sydney and you auditioned for a major role. What was it?
Yeah, when I was little, I am a twin, so me and my little sister were in advertising and all those sorts of little things in Australia, and then we got the call up to audition for the clones in Star Wars.
What? As in...
We didn't get it because my twin refused to hold the lightsaber right.
As in, so hang on, what clones? Like not the... Because obviously the clones are all one guy.
I don't really particularly know. I was a little kid at the time.
Okay,
but
so,
I
yeah.
like a field of clones. Like, are they little clones in the movie? I'm not really
Yeah, no,
sure.
it's just one Kiwi guy.
Yeah, but it might have been for that, right? Because he has a kid in it.
Yeah, but who's the Boba Fett who looks exactly like him?
Yeah,
unless,
I know.
Unless Boba Fett was supposed to be a little girl.
Maybe. But
I think it
would
might have
make
been. You might have
sense.
just been like a youngling getting slaughtered by Anakin Skywalker in Revenge of the Sith.
That
Yeah.
sounds
And then do
awful.
they want twins because then they could use stand-ins or...
Yeah, it was twin or only audition, and we knew a bunch of other twins that had all gone to the audition as well. And
Yeah.
my twin was the only idiot that couldn't hold the lightsaber.
Oh, that sucks. You could have been like the next Natalie Portman. She was in those films. Look what she's gone on to do. You could have been in Dior ads by this point, but no, it wasn't to be. Your dang twin was holding you back. Shane, you auditioned for a role that we would know? Yeah, there, Shane.
Hello.
Hey, Shane, what did you audition for?
It was a Superman movie.
Which one?
I can't remember the name, but it was going to be shot in Sydney when they were doing a revamp of it, and it was an open casting call. But I'm 5'7", so I was never going to get it.
Oh, hang on. Were you going for Superman? Like you wanted to be actual?
Well, my agent put me up to it, and I'm like, okay, I'll go in. But, yeah, Buckley's chance.
Yeah, buddy.
right.
Henry Cavill got one over you, eh?
Shane, you said like your agent helped you, so you are an actor. Have you been in anything we'd know?
I have done a movie with Claudia Carvin.
Oh, yes, yes.
And a couple of other things, commercials and things like that. But, now I'm a dad and no time.
Hey,
Super dad.
You're a super dad in our eyes, mate. I was off the Superman thing. But
Yeah.
Oh,
I don't know.
I get it.
It's a
I
callback?
get it. Yeah,
very
comedy.
Sometimes we have to explain comedy to Belle. Lara, in Melbourne, you auditioned for a role we would know.
I did indeed. I auditioned as Nicole Kidman's body double in Moulin Rouge.
Oh, Baz Luhrmann, big production. You and McGregor, you get to kiss him. Or you're just about to kiss him, and then they swap Nicole, and she does the kiss, and they put you back in after she's finished lunch.
So, Lara, are you a stunt woman?
No, I actually just went again to keep my agent happy as well, and I did actually get offered got offered the role, but I knocked it back because I thought they might give me the hair that I could wear all the time, but it was a wig and I'd have to be in hair and makeup from about 5 in the morning.
Hang on, Lara. Are you saying that you got the role that Nicole Kidman had in the film?
No, as a
her
stand-in.
body double role.
Sorry. I thought you auditioned for the actual role and you could have got that and you're like, no, I'm just going to be the stand-in. I'm like, that obviously didn't happen. But now I get what you're saying. Yeah.
Look, they are some pretty big, impressive movies. Let's go again one more time. 13-24-10 is our number. It's the Impossible Phoner. We love doing it. We want to know, have you auditioned for a famous role?
Yeah, and look, it has proved to not be impossible so far. We've had a few good calls for this one. Anna in Melbourne, you went for a TV role that we would know.
I did, yeah. I auditioned to be Lizzie McGuire on the Lizzie McGuire show.
My God. Anna, so you're basically Hilary Duff.
I mean, I could be. I wish I was, because my bankroll definitely doesn't look like hers. So.
Oh, damn. I
Yeah.
mean, yeah, that was a great show. The brother was really funny as well.
Anna, talk us through it. So how old were you? How far did you get?
I got to, there were like a few different levels of auditions, and I got through a couple of them, but I think there was about 5 girls, I think, down.
Wow.
I didn't get to that. Yeah, like after that, I didn't get the call back. But I mean, I lived in that little town in California where all the movies are filmed. So I did meet her, and then she skyrocketed on. So
Yeah, you should have kicked their legs out from under her when you had the chance, you know?
I told you that.
Yeah, that's the only way you get a roll in Hollywood.
Anna, that is a great story. You could be getting the $300 White Glow pack, but let's just see what Mel has to say. In Melbourne, your friend auditioned for a role. What was it?
Yeah, he did. It was an extra in Braveheart. Yeah, he was travelling.
Did you say he was struggling?
He was travelling, and they applied for it because there were so many. They needed so many extras.
Well,
so
yes.
he applied for it.
Hang on,
and
so
he got it.
he
He
did.
got it. Yeah.
Wow. And is his ass famously shown in that scene when they lift the kilts up and tap,
No, he's not. But he was, because he had this amazing curly hair.
Yeah.
I saw the movie like 2 years later. I'm on a first date, and I sat there and went, "Oh my God, I know that guy."
Wow.
I forgot it was the movie he was in. It was funny.
Oh, that's unreal. So you probably spotted him in that scene when he's going back and forth on the horse. And he's like,
Yeah.
no beds from years from now. Oh, great.
Yeah, I haven't seen it.
You've not seen Braveheart?
No, but
Can you stop watching Gossip Girl like over and over and over and over and over again and watch like a good movie for once?
may I put
That
no.
movie is class. It's got something for everyone. It's funny. There's romance. There's violence. There is a lot of heart. Braveheart.
You know where else there's a lot of heart? Lizzie McGuire. I would like to give the White Glow to Anna. Hillary Duff.
Oh, thank you.
No worries, Anna. Enjoy your pack of White Glow. Disappointed with your teeth whitening products? Well, make the white choice with White Glow. That's worth $300, and it's all yours. You have a great night.
Thank you so much.
W's in the chat for this pod.
Do you not own a phone? Woke up this morning to a big photo dump from Ed Sheeran because he found his phone from 2015 and just posted all the old photos from 10 years ago.
Are you telling me Ed Sheeran hasn't owned a phone for 10 years?
In 2015, he did a post and he said, "Guys, I'm just going to email. I'm getting rid of my phone." And he put it away.
Do you think, though, it's easier to not have a phone if you have like a personal assistant and like a security guard and a driver and management and at least probably 20 people around you organising your life? Like, if you want me, call my people?
I
Like,
guess
can a
so.
regular person not have a phone?
I reckon you can. Like, if it's me, for example, if I woke up in the morning and checked my emails, I probably wouldn't need a phone, right? Like, yes, you have to be contactable, but
what if you're out? I mean, you got kids. What if something happens to Freddie and your wife needs you instantly?
yeah, you get a beeper, I guess.
Oh yeah, that's actually kind of cool.
Yeah.
It just puts out the bat signal for you, and you rush home.
Well, that's the thing, because he put it away, and yeah, he probably had his team around him keeping him notified, but social media, all of that, he was off it, and he was just writing his music. And then today, he uncovered his phone. Long story behind that with the lawsuit and everything. That's why he had to get this old phone out. But he then, just did this big photo dump. It's photos of him and Taylor Swift and Niall Horan and Harry Styles.
Very fringe heavy photos of Tay Tay. For
Yes.
sure. That era.
Yeah. So 13, 24, 10, if you are like Ed Sheeran and you just don't have a phone, you just do not own a phone, call us.
How do you?
Get in touch.
Yeah, this is.
I think this is quite possibly the hardest impossible phoner we've done. I think if you don't have a phone, obviously you have to maybe have a partner who has a phone.
You could send a raven.
You could go to your neighbour's house, ask for their phone. Maybe you're at work, you can use the work phone.
Well, yeah, so we landline. If someone has a landline, do we count that as...
Yeah, I
that's
think that
okay?
counts. If you don't have a mobile phone and you're listening to the radio right now and you can somehow get in touch with us, 13 24 10 is the number. Taylor in Sydney, I don't know how you've called, but you don't have a phone?
No,
Oh, how old are you?
9, but I'm
Okay.
10 on Sunday.
Turning 10 on Sunday.
Happy birthday, Taylor. So I'm assuming you're calling on mum or dad's phone?
My brother,
Oh,
Yeah,
how old's your
right.
brother?
he's 12.
Yeah, look, thank you, Taylor, for your call. Thank you for getting in touch. But I feel like children In
Oh,
my
that's
opinion,
fair.
I'm old school, but you shouldn't have a phone.
Yeah, I don't think
Yep.
you need a
So-
phone at 9.
Yeah.
Do you know, Taylor, at what age are you going to get a phone? 12, yeah.
12. Okay, yeah. Hi,
Thanks,
Mum.
Mum.
Hi, Mum. Yeah. Thomas, are you older than 9?
Yeah, mate. My brain's not, but I am.
So how old are you?
29, 30 this year.
Okay, so you're turning 30, and you don't have a phone?
No, I don't. No.
Actual?
Yeah, no. It's just a banana.
Right. So hang on. What are you calling on?
Banana phone.
What do you mean a banana phone? What's that?
It's sort of like an Android cross with an iPhone, but it just doesn't go through the 5G properly.
So you've got like a phone that can call, but it can't do anything else.
Basically.
So you don't have social media on it and like internet.
No, I'm not allowed. I've got a girlfriend.
What about like maps? What about like maps? Like if you wanted to sort of find something, do you have a sat nav on that phone or?
No, I've got the TomTom for that.
I mean,
Yeah.
you can tell your phone's. You can tell your phone is what it is
Yeah,
because
dude.
it's horrible.
It
phone
is
line.
awful. It's like you're calling on an actual banana. Like I think we'd have better phone quality if you did.
Tom, appreciate you calling. Here's the thing, though. You do have a phone. Like I know it hasn't got all the features.
Yeah, it doesn't count.
It doesn't count. We
I
have to
also
go
love.
again.
I do love how you're using the TomTom. Like you are stuck.
Yeah, wow,
In the
that's
dark
a
ages.
flashback.
13, 24, 10. It's the impossible phoner.
Mm-hmm.
We're not happy with any of
No,
those.
not yet.
Do you not have a phone? Give us a buzz.
We did just have a child on though. What's our minimum age? Would we say
No,
like
you have to be. You have to be like 21 or older.
21?
No,
Legal
18.
drinking age in America.
No,
18. Yeah, 18.
All right, we'll go Australia for the legal drinking age. That's fine. Bandana joins us now in Melbourne. As someone you work with doesn't have a phone?
Hey, so yes, I have a work colleague. He's 45, 46 years old, and he's never had a phone.
Yeah, right. And
Wow.
so how do you get onto him?
I message his wife.
See, that's what I mean. You always, I get it. Like, it's a cool idea to be like, I don't have a phone, but someone around you is getting annoyed because
Yeah.
they're getting all your correspondence. Do you know
That
what I
is
mean?
true.
Like, just text my wife if you need me.
Yeah.
That's really good. I still have a hunger though to speak to someone who doesn't
Yeah, I want
have
to
a
actually
phone.
speak to someone so we can get the inner psyche. Like, I get unplugging and not having social media and that sort of thing, but not having a phone just seems wild.
Natalie joins us now. Good evening, Natalie. Do you not have a phone?
I actually have a phone, but my dad's in his 60s, and the way to contact him is either through the home phone or I've set on his iPad Viber, where it's my husband's number, so I call him through Viber through his iPad. If he goes to a shop,
Yeah.
me and my mum actually have to find him with our car, like generally.
Oh,
And he's
of
on the phone with me
course.
now.
Right, so you call him on an iPad, which is wild in itself. But if he leaves home, then you just have no contact.
No contact, and if it's been a long time, Mum will call me panicking, and we have to get in the car and try to find him.
And Natalie, sorry, did you just say he's on the phone now? So have you called him through with using that Viber app?
Home phone. I'm in the home phone.
Oh, so what's your name, sir?
The home phone.
What's your name?
Zoran.
Zoran!
So Zoran, you're on the home phone right now.
Yes. Because I thought it's 19th century, but it's 20 or 21st, is it?
Yeah. And so, do you enjoy? I mean, I know many people your age do love the iPad. Do you bring it with you sometimes so your daughter Natalie can reach you on Viber if she needs to?
Yeah. Usually I use the home phone because I've got back injury and I very rarely go out, and that's why. If I go out, they can't contact me anyway.
Yeah. So you've never had a mobile phone?
No.
Oh man, they're pretty good. Like we could send you one.
Generally.
We could even like these old ones, right? It's had this game called Snake. Blow your mind. If you've never had a phone before, we give you a Nokia.
No.
Hours of fun, mate. Hours of fun. Not interested? Okay.
Hey, Zoe.
Never had a phone.
Mate, because you've gotten in touch with us through your daughter, we're going to give you some dinner tonight. How does some Guzmani Gomez sound?
Okay, beautiful. Thank you.
Yeah, you don't mind a bit of Guzmani Gomez?
Love it.
Pardon?
Yeah.
We'll go with that.
We'll go with that, mate. Guzmani
You'll love
Gomez.
it. You'll love it.
It only serves 100% free-range chicken and their delicious Guerrero marinade caramelizers on the grill for the perfect char. Try it today.
I feel like that counts as a success.
That's a success.
That's it. We'll take that.
I bet you can't keep a mewing streak for this whole podcast. Oi, stop gooning. The next bit's about to start.
Have you ever gone down the emergency slide on a plane?
God, cool if you have. Do you think people do it in training? Like if you work for Jetstar,
Yeah, you have to.
You have to.
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
They do it heaps of
Oh,
times.
look, we'd take that. But if you're in an actual situation where there was like just a little bit of the wing was on fire or something like that, and you had to get out on the slide, I don't know how many times it's actually happened in Australia, but 13, 24, 10 is the number.
I watched the movie Sully with Tom Hanks the other night, and what I learnt from watching that was when they're recreating the plane on the water, and then they use the slide, and then they detach the slide from the plane, and it turns into a raft.
The slide does.
A lifeboat. Yeah. So the slide's a slide, and then when everyone's on it, because you stop down the bottom of it, and then they detach it, and then it drops into the water, and it's a
No,
lifeboat.
don't believe everything you see in the movies, Belle. I bet that Sully thing never even happened.
I don't believe that because the whole point is you put your life vest on, you slide down the slide into the water, and then you float.
No, because it was freezing water, and what it did was the slide actually just goes into a little dish, and everyone
That's pretty
sits in
cool.
that, and then it detaches.
Well, look, let's find out. Emma in Melbourne joins us now. Have you used the emergency slide?
Yeah, I did it as part of training.
Whoa!
And did you go down the slide and then you finish in a little bit at the bottom, or did you go into the water?
No, you go into a raft. You don't really want to get into the water. You probably die quicker if you go in the water.
But was the slide a raft, or was there just a raft at the bottom?
There's a raft at the bottom. It's called an MES, Marine Evacuation Chute.
But the slide, hang on, the slide is the raft, yes?
Well, you get the slide bit first that comes off the side.
Yep.
And at the bottom, a raft is attached.
Yeah, see, I think it's different to what Belle was saying. I think Belle's wrong.
Is it fun, Emma? It's like a fun part of the job.
Well, you don't do it very often because it's really expensive to pull that cord and for everything to inflate. People have to then take it somewhere and fold it all back up. So you don't do it very often. But yeah, it was fun.
I mean, surely they can fold it on the tarmac, right?
I also love it's a bit expensive. Like if it's that Bonza Airlines or something, it is. It is a budget airline, guys. Do you think we can just jump out? I mean, it's water. It's not that far. Helen in Melbourne, you have.
Yes, I have. I'm a flight
Whoa.
attendant, and I have a couple of times, but not during an emergency.
Right. Okay. So just for training as well, they just take you out to a field or something, or is it just on the tarmac
No.
at the airport?
No, it's not actually on the tarmac in the airport or not on a training field. So
Oh,
it's just in the cab trainer when you go to the centre to do your training.
Hang on. So
Belle-
you've got a fake plane that doesn't have engines and that sort of stuff, but it's like a replica on the inside.
Yeah, it's just like a cabin and a replica, and then they have the slides separate as well, so it's not joined onto the replica plane kind of thing.
Oh.
And you just go down the slides. And Belle is actually correct on the A320. The slide does turn into a raft.
Whoa!
When I heard the guy say no, I'm like, I better ring up. I'm on Belle's side.
So Helen, what was in the Sully movie is correct. So when they
Yes.
landed on the water, they all go down, they kind of pull in the bottom of this slide, and then they detach the slide, and that turns
Yes.
into a raft.
Are you sure you're not a flight attendant? You know everything. Yes, that is correct.
I have a crippling fear of flying. I am not. I am not a flight attendant, but I do know all this because I'm so scared of flying.
Helen,
I must know.
Do they have do they do simulations with you training? Like they might have someone who's a bit agitated, like they're violent, that sort of thing, and you have to sort of know what to do in that sort of situation as well.
Absolutely. And even for our recurrence every 12 months, they have all that kind of stuff
Yeah,
as well.
right.
So it's pretty full on.
What
But,
about if something do they have actors in there who just get angry that there's no cheese toasties left and you have to try and calm them down or something
Yeah,
like that?
we do, but it's the cabin crew that do it. If we have our training, so they'll tell other cabin crew to do that. Just to be,
Fun. Yeah. I would I don't know, by the sounds it's just other cabin crew, but in my head I'm I would love to work for Jetstar or Virgin and be an actor. So I just get to pretend to be different passengers all day.
Yeah, I could see you doing that.
Good on you, Helen. Thank you for calling. Lorna in Brizzy, have you been down the emergency slide on the plane?
Yes, I have, and I was an air hostess in Saudi Arabia, and it was a natural emergency.
Oh my God. Okay, so it was a real life situation. Where did it get inflated? Was it on the water or was it on land?
No, I was in charge of the food downstairs in the kitchen, and I forgot all about it, and it is caught on fire in the ovens and smoke was billowing up through the cabin, so we had to emergency land into Cairo Airport and get everybody off, and it was full on. The whole flight was full of smoke, and we had to get them all down there. And I'm scared of heights, so getting me down the thing was horrible. So
hang on, Lorna. Are you saying it was your fault?
Yes, it was.
Oh,
yes. And it was my second flight as an air hostess as well.
Well, so what? I mean, did you keep your job after that? After you dutched the whole plane out?
I was severely reprimanded, and then my third flight, I locked somebody in the lift and forgot about them.
Oh my God! Gee, are you in a different line of work now, Lorna?
Yes, I am. Yes, I am.
God for that.
Lorna, amazing call. Thank you so much. That is mission accomplished.
If you're listening to this podcast at 2 times speed, it's the Ben Liam and Bell podcast.
We don't endorse gambling on this show, of course, but if you're in the Oz Lotto tonight, $70 million up for grabs, fourth biggest in Australian history.
Well, look, that's very fitting because that's a lot of money, and it leads us perfectly into the impossible phoner. Are you a billionaire? Not a millionaire. Losers. We want billionaires. Billionaires who laugh at millionaires and the rest of us. Because I saw this thing today, the number of billionaires in Australia has more than doubled over the last decade. So we do like making things hard for ourselves. This is the impossible phoner. There's 161 billionaires in Australia, and we're hoping to speak to one of them tonight.
I am going to go out on a limb here and say I think this is the hardest one we've ever done, because I know we've done Have You Been Struck by Lightning twice?
Yep.
And we got a call for that. But I think, of course, if you've been struck by lightning twice, you're going to call. If you're a billionaire, why would you call a radio station?
Yeah. And I mean, normally for the impossible phoner, we'd say prizes up for grabs. But I feel if you're a billionaire calling in,
That's true.
we will not be
And
giving
look,
you a prize.
Guzmani Gomez is lit, but if you're a billionaire, you can afford your own street corn.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
that's,
yeah.
So,
Yeah.
But look, at the top of the list, Gina Reinhart, we know that. I'm just sort of, you can actually look it up. It's got the Forbes list. There's a guy called Scott Farquhar, number 4. Funny name, but I don't know what he does. But Twiggy Forrest coming in at number 5.
Big dog.
Yeah, so if Gina's listening, give us a buzz. 13 24 10.
That'd be
We'd love
decent.
to hear from you.
That'll be decent. Clive Palmer's in there.
Yeah, of course.
18. James Packer. Yeah, a few big names, a few notable names.
13 24 10 is our number. We're doing the impossible phoner. We're going to need your help on this one tonight. Are you a billionaire?
If you put on our podcast as you go to sleep, this one's for you.
God, this is really disappointing. We got no billionaires. We're doing the impossible phoner this evening. It's supposed to be hard. It is supposed to be hard. We said 13 24 10. Call us if you're a billionaire. And apparently there's 161 in Australia. It's doubled in the last decade. To be fair, a lot of mining in Western Australia. They're behind in the time zone. I'd say most of the billionaires are there. So they'll probably all start calling through a little bit later on. That's what I think.
Now, Liam, I would like to make a suggestion, and I don't want you to spit in my face.
Oh.
Do we lower it to millionaire? I said don't spit. Okay, come on, mate.
Millionaires, millionaires.
It's a dumb idea. I'm sorry.
What about... Okay.
500 million.
Yeah.
900 million.
Cool. All right. So we've got no calls. It's not a great way to start the show.
Yep.
Not how we like to do things here on the Late Drive program with Ben Liam and Bell.
But it is the impossible phoner.
It is. If you're a millionaire, but you're like, there's like a fair few million there, then cool. If you have like 2 million, like whatever.
What? Are we really going to do this? Our impossible phoner is the impossible phoner. We don't just then go, we'll just take the next best thing.
Obviously won't be as exciting. No, actually, you're right, Belle. Who cares? I don't want to speak to... No, true. Who wants to speak to a millionaire when the thought in your head was to speak to a billionaire? All I would take is if you know one. Like if your uncle's Twiggy Forrest, cool. That'd be great.
Yeah, family friend.
Friend,
Yep.
Friend of a friend. I don't know.
Look, I'm considering this a fail.
It's a massive fail.
We'll roll the dice one more time. If we don't get any calls, we'll move on.
We'll probably play another song and then we'll just pretend this never happened.
But
can we we'll keep it open as well. If you do manage to know someone who knows someone, get in touch. We will take.
I
your
reckon
call
there's a
tonight,
bunch
though.
of billionaires around like a board table right now in a volcano or something like that, laughing at us, going as if we're actually going to call.
Are you picturing The Incredibles?
Oh, there's more Thunderbirds.
Okay.
But yeah, I know you're right. There is a volcano scene in The Incredibles as well.
It's the Liam, Ben and Bell podcast. Liam owes me $50 for saying that.
We got some calls. Lisa in Brisbane, you work for a billionaire, is that right?
Yeah, that's right.
Whoa,
Wow.
not a millionaire, a billionaire.
A billionaire.
Oh,
You
that's
look him up.
pretty damn cool. Yeah, and what do they do? What's their name?
Oh, Philip Usher Construction and building, mining, cattle ranching, you name it. He's done it. But he's
Cattle
lovely.
ranching. And have you ever met the person?
Yeah, all the time.
What are they like? They have like a billionaire's aura?
Not at all. They're both down to earth, really approachable, very friendly, quite introverted actually.
Do they wear a lot of white linen?
No, not at all.
Really?
I just yeah, honestly,
white linen, yeah.
Lisa,
normal.
Do you know what their house is like?
Apparently quite humble too, on acreage, but nothing flashy, no mansion or anything. So
Yeah, I like. You hear those stories like your Warren Buffett's or whatever. He's been living in the same house since like 1981. It's like a pretty modest house. Still has like a phone that's like 20 years old.
Warren Buffett goes through Macca's every morning.
I love that. Just someone who still loves nuggets and a thickie in the morning just to get him started. You know, he could own all of them. He could buy all the McDonald's if he wanted to.
Thanks, Lisa. Mike in Melbourne. Good evening. Are you a billionaire?
Yeah, I am.
Hang on.
No, you're sorry.
Hang on. Sorry, Mike. You're actually a billionaire?
Yeah.
And how do we? Why should we believe you?
So it started off as a small family business. I slowly grew that. And then I got into investing and cryptos early. And I guess just opened other businesses from there, and everything took off quite well. And the market's held well, and yeah.
So, Mike, you're not a millionaire. You're a billionaire.
A billionaire.
You're a
Can I ask?
Can we look you up? Can we look you up to just fact check this?
I'd rather not, no.
When did you first buy crypto?
I bought crypto in the early days. So I bought my first Bitcoin in 2013.
I mean, that is, yeah, I mean,
Pretty
to be fair, yeah, if you were, and then you were just diamond hands and just holding on to the moon.
Mike, I appreciate you keeping a little privacy about yourself. Do the people around you in your life know this?
Yes. Yeah,
Okay.
100%.
Okay. And so
So it's a family-supported business in the farming side of things, and then, yeah.
Can I ask, Mike, how old are you?
I'm 23.
23?
So if you bought crypto in 2013, that means you would be
like
11.
Yeah. So my dad was always into all that stuff, and he thought it would be a good idea to start it. And then after that happened, I dropped out of school as soon as I could and just kept putting in while it was low.
I suppose we're going to take you. I
Kept
mean,
working on the farm. And
yeah. I mean,
you sound legit.
We said like, hey, call us if you're a billionaire, and if a billionaire calls up, we're like, you're not a freaking billionaire. I don't know what can we expect. I mean, Mike, do you wear a lot of white linen?
No, I don't. I don't like to show off the money. Just be humble about it and live how I like to live my life, and the money is just comes with it, I guess. I love what I do. So
Okay, if you don't show off, Mike, what kind of car do you drive?
I drive a Lamborghini Urus.
Okay.
Okay, so not like fully showing off, but like a little bit. And what's can you run us
Look,
through the?
I have nice things, but yeah.
Yeah. Can you run us through the pad a little bit? Like, what are we talking here? You got a lift inside, 3 stories, 4 stories. What are we talking here?
Oh no, we don't have a lift in the house. It's a double story. I like my dirt bikes and collecting, retro cars, stuff like that.
Yeah, I see. So it's more like a compound vibe. That's how I like to see it.
Hey, Mike, before we let you go, for giving us a buzz tonight, did you want 2 tickets to go to the movies?
I'd love that.
I don't think a billionaire.
Would a billionaire take us up on some of our humble prizing we have here for our regular, everyday Australian listeners? It is a question we have to ask ourselves. If you
when,
could...
When you've worked and you know the value of the dollar, you take anything you can get.
Right, mate. Even though you could fund Marvel films, that's how much money you have. You could pay for himself to piss around in your backyard and make a film just for you, but you will be taking... Okay, I mean, hey,
Mike, look, I have my doubts, mate, but I appreciate you calling. I'm going to say it's a mission success.
I reckon that's...
All right.
And that's it.
Liked that podcast? There's heaps more to listen to if you just scroll back or download the Nova Player app.
Ben, Liam, and Bell.